Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. This is Mr. Converse, the teacher who games. Class is in session. Once again, we're going to be looking at some Bastard Bonds today. Now, before we get started, I do need to make the quick disclaimer. This game has some sexual themes in it. It's not really up and in your face. Nevertheless, I want to give you that warning. And I also want to make a quick shout out. This game just got put up on Steam. It got greenlit a while ago, and now it is available for purchase, which is a wonderful milestone. So, congratulations to Jeremy Walker and all of you who made that happen. Go ahead and check this game out. If you love exploration, if you love classic RPG type games, this is absolutely something worth your time. Now, without further ado, let's get started. And here we are again. If you'll remember, each of these nodes is a place that we get to explore. So let's move on. We only have one place to go, really. I like these loading screens have little helpful tips and info, especially for a game that has this many facets to it. Oh, I should read this first. Signboard has a layout for the tunnel scrawled on it. In order for you to move beyond an area, you must secure it. This requires that you eliminate all hostile creatures and explore the entire layout. Move toward the red edges on your minimap in order to explore. Sometimes, though, you get lucky and have the map provided for you, like now. You won't be getting any help with the hostile creatures, however. Oh dear. So, yay, we have a minimap now. Oh, sparkles. What's in here? Find a torch. Well, we got a torch last time, but, I mean, might as well get another one. Pick that up. More yet. Oh, there we go. This game has pretty generous line of sight. Let's see. Luckily, that's very good for you magic users out there who want to just blast things from across the room. It's entirely doable. Yeah, let's just wait for them to come to us. Now, last time I spoke a lot about the mechanics of the game, how it all worked together, or how you actually fought and explored the world around you. Today I'd like to talk a bit more about the theories and philosophy behind the game. Well, as far as I understand them. To be clear, though, I haven't spoken with Jeremy Walker or anyone who's had any real input on this game. These are just my impressions. But I think it'll give you a better idea of why I chose to cover this game instead of something that's a little more mainstream or a little less risque. As I mentioned the first time that we looked at this game, I really enjoy indie games that have a kind of cohesive vision behind them. The world feels more real, it feels like something that you can really interact with. Ooh, double fumble, not good. And there's generally a lot more figuring out the world around you. For example, a patch of plump mushroom sprouts here. This variety is known to be edible if foul tasting. Now, it's really clever because later on, we see patches just like this, and as we get close to them, we find out there are actually fungus people defending their patches of mushrooms. There's little details like that. You don't expect to see that in your Mass Effects or your Skyrims. Not to say that I don't enjoy those games plenty, but it's the little details. I guess that's what I mean when I talk about a cohesive vision. All little brushstrokes that make this place seem like it really is a penal colony being left to decay on the edge of society. And bend. Oof. I'm used to being much more of a powerhouse. These early levels are giving me a bit of a heart attack. Let's see. It's more apparent as we get further on that there's a lot of different aspects and ideas that went to creating a world like this. You got the classic ones, of course. You got your orc race. There are a couple of other races kicking around here. Humans, of course. No elves, as far as I remember, but you do have vampires, werewolves, a lot of the classics. A lot of demons, too. Demonology is very big in this. Although, if I understand the references right, there should be a lot of angelic references in this world as well. So you got your classic devils and angels, good and evil, but you get to interact with them in a lot of different ways. I know for sure that there's at least one starting setup you can have, very clear, that has you working with a demon as your main ally, kind of like Moria is for me right now. The chest smells strongly of wine. Most of it is broken and soaked into the wood. You find an unopened phial. Ooh, what's this? Another potion. That's going to be more valuable than a mushroom. Pick it up, take it with us. We don't have any place to store anything just yet, but that'll change. Level up! Yay! Leveling up feels very rewarding in this game, which is something that sometimes gets overlooked in other games that are very stat-based. It eventually becomes just, another level, another step towards, surviving the next boss. I mean, this one, every level and every, I guess you'd call it, perk that you can get really can change your gameplay. Like, you have this character that's just a solid mass of health, and you invest in one tree a little ways, and all of a sudden he's a healer. I like that. Looks as though the passage forward has been barricaded with debris. Debris is loose. You have to move without hurting yourself. You have, however, made a good deal of noise. If anything's out there, it knows you're coming. Oh, dear. Ooh, now if I remember correctly, this is where we get our first actual recruit. Yeah, let's let him come to us. Yeah. So, when it comes to indie games, of course, you get a lot more freedom for this cohesive vision that you're putting together. So you get indie games that are more niche, appeal to very specific parts of society. And I think that's really good for communities and groups that don't necessarily get the kind of representation they're looking for in big budget games. Now, obviously, the number one that I would be referencing in this case would be the LGBT community. And recently, of course, there's been a lot more attention given to them in games like, Mass Effect and Skyrim and all of the other big games that are about choosing your own way and exploring the world around you, getting to know the characters. It's become practically requisite for the characters to have a gay option or a lesbian option or some... Ooh, I can negotiate with this guy. Bagans negotiate for ransom or try to recruit the enemy. Bagans is not a particularly skilled negotiator. Ransom. No, you no take. Alright then. Well, I take anyway, don't I? Oh, that was terrible. I shouldn't be mean to fish people. Where was I? Yes. Games like that do have a lot of representation in them. However, I find that that's very... I don't want to say token, but in an effort to appeal to a broad audience, they make it very bland or monotonal. I would say that this is less the case now than it used to be, but certainly the first few instances were very as non-offensive as possible. So, in games like these, that are made specifically with certain communities in mind, we see a much more realistic and well-thought-out interpretation of that particular group's experience and representation. For example, I know that there is a character in here that has a story that's actually not even essential to his overall plot as a character, whereby he starts a dalliance with another male worker at the mine that he's finds himself in, and his attachment to that person and the whole experience is very well documented in journals and little bits of things that are left around the area. It's not essential to his character, although he does reference it later on when you talk to him, but it makes you feel like that kind of experience is a part of the world. I know this seems like a strange thing to talk about while I'm beating up fish people, but Also, you gotta look at the aesthetics. I mean, just look at my guy here. You can see his chest hair poking out of there. And of course, yeah, I did design him that way. But the character models do tend towards the beefy. And that is part of the artist's style. But think about that. When you look at your average RPG box art, you're gonna see scantily clad ladies in bikini male. Well, okay, maybe not recent box art. Somebody there, please let me go. I don't want to die. Okay, we need something to fit this pedestal. So seeing a game that's represented by all these more beastly men is kind of a turnaround for that. And once again, it appeals to that specific demographic that this was made by and for. Although, and I find this particularly interesting, the game doesn't pivot on it. There are plenty of indie games out there that do. I mean, they have strictly prurient interest when they add their beefy guys and sexual situations. But all of the sexual situations in this game are very much in the background. They aren't critical to the story, and I don't believe there's any point at which you have to engage in an erotic exchange in order to progress the story, or even that the option is forced upon you. There we go. So, it is present, but, you know, as many pundits would accuse, it certainly isn't forced upon you, which I think gives it an appeal beyond just the people who are there for the beefy guys. I need a place to keep this. Now, do I think that this is going to appeal the same way, or to the same degree, as someone who doesn't have that particular interest? That is difficult to say. I myself am a fan of the beefy dudes, but that's probably coming as no surprise. So I can't say for sure if this would have the exact same appeal to someone who didn't have that particular aesthetic preference. My instinct says, though, that the right kind of open-minded heterosexual male would probably find this just as engaging for the fact that it's a well-constructed RPG as, well, I would for the fact that my character is a very well-constructed male specimen. Small green jewel fits neatly into the top of the pedestal and immediately bursts into intense flames. The cell door should now be unlocked. Oh, thank God, there used to be a few of us, but they dragged the others off to who knows where. I'm the last one alive. I am alive, right? You're going to let me go, aren't you? Door's been unlatched. Open door. Poor poacher. Bato. Thanks so much. I ain't got much to offer, but I'd at least like to shake your hand. Me and a few others ended up stuck in the cliffs when the boat they pushed us in on went off course. Whoa. Sagwin rounded us up and put us in the cell. Oh, Sagwin are the things I killed. The others were all dragged off, drowned and diced up for fish food, no doubt. There's a lot of ways to die, and almost all of them are better than that. Really? I mean, I'm in your debt for sure, and it ain't like I got anywhere else to be. I ain't much of a fighter, but I can help out whoever I can. Well, this day is looking up. I'll be right behind you. Need me to carry a torch or anything? You can either have your new recruit wait at the entrance, or join your party immediately. Join immediately. Come with me, Bato. Now, this guy is a utility character. In the last column here, we see he's got high labor, and he's a little further along in Port and Weave because he's got high labor. So he'll be useful for all of those context checks that we mentioned in the first video that we weren't able to do. In fact, I'm pretty sure there is one right by the door. Let's see if we can get over there. Now, of course, some people might ask, well, this is a gameplay video, right? Why should I be talking about LGBT representation if it's more about showcasing the game? Well, because I think this is a really critical part of the game and the game experience. The lid on this coffer is extraordinarily heavy, with a good deal of work to open it. This task is clearly outside the range of your ability, and you would only injure yourself for the attempt. Well, we know that one. Let's try Bato. The lid on this coffer is extraordinarily heavy. I think it would work to open it. Labor best of 3. Okay, so I choose 3 points on this, and it's a little like Minesweeper. Good. Great. Oh, because I got a great one, I immediately win, and I get an XP bonus. Yay! Very good. Oh, you'll also see up here in this corner our EXP percentage. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a multiplier that's added onto the XP that we get at the end of the... Oop, did I miss something back there? Yes, I did. that we get at the end of the level. It's increased by doing certain actions, playing especially well when you're fighting enemies, when you get Daredevil, when you achieve Daredevil status, I guess you'd say, you get a huge bonus to it. Leave Dustlike Grotto, yes. Another level. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. I think it's time we increase her hunt stat. We want her to just be a big old beat stick. Alright, Bato. Now, utility seems a little lackluster for now, but it becomes more useful as you go on and develop your base. So, looking towards the future... Right now I don't have anyone who can do any of these, so I think what I'm going to do is make him my straight-up utility character for now. It is possible to respec your characters, although you have to start them back at level 1. So don't think that you're stuck with whatever choices you make at the early part of the game. Of course, you're going to have so many people. You're going to be not lacking at all for archetypes. Okay. Oh, if I remember correctly, this is where I died first time around. Oh, here we go. Let's stay as a group. Ouch. Okay, you over here. Smack you. Smack you. Oh dear. This one has significantly more health than before. Oh. Luckily, Moria hits like a truck. Alright. Better stick close together. Later on, I'll eventually get a weapon for Moria that allows her to hit more than one space away. So... when that happens, I won't have to be quite as careful. Ah! That's not good. Okay. Whew! That could have gone bad. Right. Oh, area cleared! I didn't die! I died the first time I went through here, and dying is not fun. You have to expend a significant amount of resources and time to get your guys back, and it's a little bit luck-based. So, that's not fun at all. Is there anything else around here? I don't think so. Another thing about this game that's... Oh, you should check out that ring. Lucky ring. Luck. Eh. Another thing about this game experience that I think makes it very engaging is the fact that you're almost always at risk. Oh, once you have secured the marina, you scour the place looking for anything that might prove useful. There are obvious signs that it has been used as shelter at some point, but aside from the few Sagwin who followed you, nobody else has been here in a very long time. All the crates still dry enough to be functional are empty, and some have been pulled apart and used as firewood. Worst of all, there are no signs of a boat of any sort, much less one that would be suitable for a long journey at sea. Guess it couldn't have been that easy. You do, however, find a folded scrap of paper that has somehow survived moisture in the passage of time. It appears to be some kind of shipping manifest, and although the items listed are unremarkable, there's mention of a much larger port with a shipyard on the eastern side of the island, in Greenback Bay. Bato scratches his head at the mention of the name. That's over towards Saraf, isn't it? It seems unlikely that there'd be Imperial soldiers there, or the Shah, right? In the morning, Bato pulls you aside. Got a sec, he asks. We've got quite a long journey ahead of us, right? I sure want to be off this damned island, but we should probably take it slow. Make sure we're well fed and sheltered, yeah? I ain't much of a warrior, but I know a thing or two about holding down a fort. We can hole up just about anywhere as long as we got enough hands to manage supplies and defense. This place, for instance, it ain't great, but it's decent enough shelter, and we can always relocate if we find something better. You just say the word, and I'll make the preparations. Yay! Our first homestead. Or, wait, I bet I got the name wrong. Stronghold. Flame Stronghold. So over here you see that it supports 6. That means it can hold a band of 6 people. Currently have a band of 3. The upkeep is 144, and our manpower is 368. Now, manpower is calculated in a variety of different ways, and I don't think you want me to bore you with exactly how it all comes together, but for now, let's check out what we've got. Here we go, a home away from home. And while we're in our stronghold, we can talk to the people that we've recruited. Nothing to say. I don't do well in crowds. If you're going somewhere, take me with you. Well, she's cheerful, isn't she? How about you, Bato? Hey, good to see you. Everything going well today, I hope? Ugh, I still can't get the fish smell on my beard. Still, there'd be worse in it if you hadn't come along when you did. I don't care what you did to end up here. You saved me. That's worth something. So I'm with you, whatever you need. Now that is a really interesting sentiment. When you think about it, the vast majority of people on this island are going to be criminals or descendants of criminals. And the idea that as long as you do your business, stay out of people's way, or do the right thing every once in a while, who cares? Very permissive society. I wonder how that interrelates with certain other themes the game might be touching on. But, well, not much else we can do here right now. Although, yay, we finally have a stash. So we can put that turkey away. We don't really need all these potions. Okay. Let's see. These are our base options. As we get more manpower, we will be able to ask for certain people to come and provide us with services. First and foremost, I think we need a quartermaster. See, it takes 100 manpower to maintain a quartermaster. Well, I should say, it takes 100 manpower to maintain one service. It'll take 400 to maintain the next service. We are far away from that. Now you see here, this is how much manpower everyone's contributing. Unsurprisingly, Bato's contributing the most. And you'll see that our alignment symbols are here. Chaotic and innocent, I believe is that one. Each alignment determines its manpower in a different way. Alright. And we only got 3 guys out of 4. So let's see if we can't find a 4th person. Oh, but before that, we should probably save. This has been a very stable game. It's never just crashed on me, but you never know. I've modded the hell out of Skyrim. I've lost 10,000 hours of gameplay. I don't want to go through that again. Nightwood Copse. That's Copse, not Corpse. I checked. Oh. Dear Lord, what are you? A ratling. Ugh. You might have noticed that it's possible to gain status effects by fighting and getting hit by certain creatures. It's usually very thematic for the kind of creature they are. Spriggans will entangle you. Rats will poison you. Each of them, of course, have some sort of different effect. Poison, unsurprisingly, does damage to you over time. But most of them have effects such as making you more vulnerable to certain kinds of damage. And just as there is essentially a debuff for every type of damage or every element, there is a corresponding buff. There's in fact a place that teaches you all about these buffs and debuffs a little further on. You might be able to get to it through this playthrough. Oh, I missed someone back there. You don't want her, you want me! And dead. This is working out quite well. So this world is very much go out and find what you need to survive. Very rough and rustic. I suppose in the right context it would almost be romantic. All of these lost souls trying to find their way through an unfamiliar world. Or to some of them, places where they've grown up, apart from society. This garden is overgrown with mushrooms. They're large and plump, but it's impossible to tell whether or not they are edible. That's a problem, isn't it? Oh! I believe that's a Dullahan. A spirit of, I want to say, vengeance. Or maybe he's just mad that he lost his head. A lot of the enemies, of course, draw on typical mythology. I mentioned before Spriggans. Ratlings. All RPGs have rats of some kind. Custom-built lock. That means we need a custom key, don't we? Always check the desks. Something else here. Grow mushrooms for food. Oh, so the mushrooms are safe. Struggle took place here at the floor and the wall near the bed, gouged by huge claws. Still haven't found that key. That's back the way we came before. There's a lot of looping around in these areas. That's part of the exploration gig. Go around, see what you haven't seen, see what you can find in the little nooks and crannies. Check every corner. Look under every rock. Shake every mushroom. Yum yum. Ooh. Is there more? Yes, there is. Very nice. How about more? My goodness. Veritable cornucopia of mushrooms. Jeez. Well, we're certainly not going to die of starvation. No need to be greedy. We're probably going to find more stuff along the way anyway. I love that. A curiosity. I did make him arrogant, I suppose. I remember there's something odd about that statue. Ah, here we are. Spriggans. They're paralyzed, or suppressed. By what, I wonder? Uh-oh. Where's Bato? I hear him moving around. Let's see. Oh, he got stuck. I can always just switch to him. Oh, Moria, that is not the way forward. Small shrine here with writing carved on the lid. It reads, "The shrine keeps my wards active and my home safe. Please do not disturb it." Will you disturb the shrine? Heck yeah, I'm an arrogant son of a bitch. You grab the body of the shrine and move it ever so slightly. An eerie chill runs through your arms and you sense that something has changed. Man, probably just the wind. Oh, yep. Pissed off the Spriggans. Or, are they Spriggans? Let's see. Yep, Spriggan. Okay. Once again, we'll wait for them to come to us. So you can stand by, defer your action to the next player. Of course, if you just stand by to stand by, just keep chaining standbys and nothing ever gets done. Fumble! Oh yeah. Daredevil! Oh yes. You up a little. Ooh, ouch, that hurt. One more. Come on. Yeah. Alright, there's two more of them. As soon as I get within line of sight. Gons is more or less topped off. Okay, let's move up. Luckily, I'm pretty sure it's only line of sight of your active character. So your allies can't accidentally draw attention while they're wandering around behind you. Come and get it. Now, eat it. I really want to put Bato in danger. It does have a lot of health, though. Yeah. Oh, shoot. I didn't think of that. Yeah, let's go back into hiding. And move you out here. Daredevil, yeah! Ah! Ah! That's not good at all. There. Oh. Dang it. Hope you can take this, Bato. Oof, fumbles everywhere. Ah, there we go. And what's this? An emerald. Totally worth it. So I know I trailed off a bit about the philosophy behind the game and representation and so forth, but I gotta save some of that for the future. I would like to hear your thoughts. Are there any particular games that... Oh boy, Big Bear. Any particular games that you think are really good at representing the experience of a particular group? Something that doesn't normally get represented? Was there a game experience that really spoke to you? Oop, didn't mean to do that. Daredevil, yes. No, you should defend. Very good. Daredevil again! Haha! We're gonna get a massive experience bonus at the end of this area. Was that it? Area secured! Oh, and I bet... Looks like someone didn't fare too well against the bear. Remains are old, dry, and thoroughly chewed on, but between the bones you managed to spy a small metallic object. It is a tarnished key! I wonder what it unlocks. Your only real goal in most of these places is to get to the end, but pretty much all of them have some kind of puzzle that rewards you if you complete it. So just like those more open world games that I mentioned before, a lot of this is up to you. It's your choice. But you feel more like you're uncovering a story instead of, you know, going for the next XP block. A bow. Yeah. Moria. Now she doesn't have to be out there in the midst of the fighting. Shoot people from afar. And I think that's all, so let's get out of here. Like, it feels like there's a real story that you're crafting with all of this. Your character's personality shows through these little text burbles, and each character that you come across, they don't actually have that much dialogue. One or two instances, as I remember, as you get to know them, and a few contextual interactions as you get to different points on the map. Speaking of the map, now I have a couple choices. Although, it's probably better if we head back home first. Okay. Ah, who's this guy? Shem. What's our status? Can't issue you any extra supplies or anything. Sorry, got myself pretty busy keeping everyone else around here adequately supplied. If you have anything you want sold or held on to for later, though, leave it here with me, and I'll take care of it. Alright, we have a quartermaster. Ta-da! Which is great. That means we can finally sell off all this food. Mushrooms galore! Gonna make some chef very happy. I find I don't really need potions that much either, especially when my tanking is working well. And my tanking has definitely worked very well, so I can sell the rest of these as well. Now for now, I don't have a magic user, so this emerald isn't terribly useful. I'm just gonna store it. All that stuff is going to be sold. Probably not for the best price, since I don't have an appraiser in my stronghold yet, but definitely for something. And you got to start somewhere. Let's say. Oh well. Eventually, these guys will warm up to me, and I'll get a quick scene where they'll tell me about their backstory and what it means to them to have a place in my little company, and now that they've gotten to know me. And, of course, somewhere on the map, they have some event that is specific to them. Some interaction with enemies or allies that requires their particular perspective. This has been going on for quite a while, and I always find like I have much more to say about this game. But I don't want to bore you guys to tears, and I gotta save something for the next couple of runs. So... I think I'm going to stop it here for now. Just know that there's a lot more character development to see. As we move on, we're going to finally put together a band of 4 and start recruiting a nice little stronghold full of people. We're going to get new services, better armor and gear, going to fight more impressive enemies. and get a feel for the overall story of this place. Right now our only motivation is to get to the far side, but I wonder how much it's going to take to make it all the way here to Greenback Bay. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. This is Mr. Converse, the teacher who games. Class dismissed.
Oh, damn it. Wait, no, I need that. Stop it. Come here. Thank you. It was nice. It was floating. Whoa. God. Jump is so sensitive. Alright. Let's alley. Oh. I was gonna say alley-oop. But I'm realizing now that magnets... Yeah, you know what you did.